This next one, Power of Forgiveness, is really a personal story that I have with my father that I want to share with you because, frankly, it changed my life. I was not as refined and as respected as I am now. Growing up, I had a mohawk, pink hair, I had a tail. I did everything to get my dad's attention. My most dominant eye is being free and independent. So to prove my free and independence, I dropped out of high school. I thought I'd be a millionaire by 16 selling my ideas, and it didn't go as I planned, as you can imagine. And my dad always stood there for me. My mom was there as well, but my dad and I always had this confrontation back and forth, where we obviously had different emotional fingerprints. We obviously had what I consider conflicting eyes. But it wasn't until I was in my early 20s where I was actually reading the King James Bible and the story of the servant. And I want to actually share it with you right now and share with you the impact it had on me, and I hope it can have on you as well. It's in the King James Bible. It's in Matthew 18, 23 through 35. And it's also in the attachment below. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven like unto a certain king who had taken account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought before him who owed him 10,000 talents. But forasmuch as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife, and his children, and all that he had, and payments to be made. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, I will pay thee all. Then the Lord of the servant was moved with compassion, and loosed him, and forgave him the debt. But that same servant went out, and found one of his other fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence, and he laid hands on him, and took him by the throat, saying, Pay me what thou owest. And his fellow servant fell down to his feet, and besought him, saying, Have patience with me, I will pay thee all. And he would not, but he went and cast him into prison, till he should pay the debt. So when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorrowful, and they came and told unto their Lord all that was done. Then his Lord, after he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all thy debt, because thou desirest me. Shouldest thou not have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? And his Lord was wroth, and delivered him unto the tormentors, till he should pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if you from your hearts forgive not every one his brother their trespasses. When I read this, it made me realize I've been forgiven so much in my life, even from a religious standpoint, but also from friends and from family members. How can I not give my dad? I mean, he did the best he could. He wasn't a bad father, but because of my emotional fingerprint, we project on the world the way we want to be raised, the way we should be raised. And my mom taught me, you know what, at some point in time, you're going to have to become an adult and just say, it is what it is, it was what it was, and now let's move on. There's a great study called the Stanford Forgiveness Project by Dr. Luskin, and he said, when you are stuck in a grudge, you're isolated from your own suffering. The long-term damage to the cardiovascular system from bitterness and resentment is clearly established. They have proven that when you hold a grudge from people, when you are so external and you are so angry, that it actually affects your body negatively. They also did a research of 400 people who were victims of the 9/11 attacks, and they found that those who could find forgiveness had less headaches, were less bitter, and could get back to the swing of things a lot easier. I ask you, who in your life do you need to forgive? Who is somebody that you need to forgive and let go? Even if they wronged you, write them a letter, apologize for the way that you have felt toward them. You don't have to do it in person. You don't have to, if it was an abuser, someone who's really hurt you, you don't have to do it in person. You can do it by a letter. Or even if you're too embarrassed to give it to them, write it down, forgive them, and bury it or burn it. But go through that process of forgiveness. By doing that, it gives you more power to be internal, more power to take back your life, to sharpen your resolve, and to have more control. And that is the power of forgiveness.